I appreciate that, Rocker Man. I hope everybody is doing great tonight. I'm doing fantastic. That was a fantastic pre-show. Love to see the rundown. Everything that we're going to be getting in here tonight is going to be absolutely fantastic, I think. Starting things off, as they said, in the Novice League. The boy Psychonautic is up here in the booth. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be here tonight in the Grand Final, Season 6 of the Nemesis Gaming League, and I'm joined by the lovely management GM of the Fruit Ninjas, Squirrel. How you doing tonight, man? Maybe Squirrel's not with us right now, so I guess I'll be taking this
Whoops.
one by my... There we go, Squirrel, how you doing?
And all the excitement, I forgot to unmute my mic, but I'm super excited to be here. Excited for some grand final action, especially starting with the Novice League, ending with the Titan League. Excited to cast, excited to play tonight, and super excited for the pre-show predictions for Pineapples winning. So hopefully that ends up happening.
Yeah, I fully agree. Good luck to you tonight, my man, on that. But we are here with Frost and Spitfires right now. We're starting off at the bottom of the barrel, the Novice League, the proving grounds of the Nemesis Gaming League. And I mean, we really don't have all that much to talk about. They just gave a pretty good rundown of what these two teams were able to achieve throughout the season. But since me and you, Squirrel, were not a part of that, let me hear your end of things while we wait for these players to join up in the lobby. What are you expecting to see tonight from these teams?
With Novice League, you never really know what to expect, so we just look at their most recent matchups and see how they did there. Frost 4-0'd Hounds, which to me is the more impressive of the semifinal victories. Hounds being the 1 seed, Frost being the 5 seed, and it wasn't even close. It was absolutely dominating 4-0 to upset the 1 seed. And then Spitfires, they take a 4-2 win over the Vandals. 4-2 is pretty good, but some of those games were a lot closer than what it seemed. So if Spitfires play like they did in semifinal 2, then I think Frost might take it, but I think Spitfires also has the higher pop-off potential.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Frost, like you said, they've been tearing through the playoff bracket, beating me and the Ninjas in the first round, and then, like you said, just absolutely demoralizing the Hounds in the second round, a 4-0 to the number 1 seed. That's a really tough loss. So Frost has a lot of momentum moving into this grand finals match, but Spitfire's got a lot on the line. North and has come a long way since last season. He was able to make it into the playoffs with the Spitfires, but they got first rounded. I'm not sure which team. I can't remember right now, but they did get knocked out in the first round. So they made it back in this season, made it back into the playoffs, made it back to, or not back, but made it to the grand finals. So I can tell you that North, Rilo, and Jorbridge, these guys are not willing to let this game go easily, Squirrel.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in the series against Vandals where North just absolutely solidified the team, didn't make a lot of mistakes, and we should expect a repeat performance from him. Jorbridge played the early part of the series and then subbed out for Jesus Man, who even for a 952 popped off. So even if someone's not playing very well, Spitfires have a solid fourth that can come in. Relo, very consistent player. We always know what to expect with him. And Frost, on the other hand, very high-powered team. Thanatario and Ibonic, I think, are two of the highest peaking novice players currently. So, Spitfires are really good against novices. We'll see how they contest against these people that have probably hit Prospect or maybe even Challenger NMR.
And since we got everybody in the lobby now, Squirrel, let me hear your caster prediction. Who do you think's taking this? You think Frost is about to get the win here, or do you think Spitfires is going to take the championship home for Aeronautics?
Ah, you know, I've got to go with Spitfires on this one. I think North and Relo look too consistent, and Jorbidge is having a bounce back season from 0-18. He's gonna do everything that he can to get this win.
And we will see if that is what goes down, or if Frost are able to come through with the upset here as we get into the action. This game number 1 in this best of 7 series for all of the marbles, the Novice League Championship. Jorbage in the backfield. Bionic going to take it from in the corner. Puts it out across the mid, but nobody from Frost there to take a shot on that. North in the corner, 50s with Monk. Jorbage gets the clear, gets it past midfield, going down, but Ibonic's going to take it away from him. Ibonic to follow out of the corner. North with the clear. And about a minute gone by so far, and it's a little too early, I'd say, Squirrel, to tell which team is on top. It seems like Frost has been in the defensive zone of Spitfires just a little bit more here. Ibonic missing his chance at the goal right there. Yeah, so Frost, I think, been a little bit more aggressive, but Spitfire's been doing a pretty good job of keeping them out from in front of their net.
With the real first opportunity of the game there, coming about a minute in, but I think this first part of the game, it's like when you go on a first date. You're just feeling each other out, seeing what's up, and try to make decisions for the rest of the series as the ball has just continued to swap possession in this first minute and a half.
Yeah, and it's starting to look a little bit more in favor of the Spitfires here as they're starting to gain some offensive pressure. North 50 in with Monk. Senatario sends it out to the mid. Jorbage is there, and he's going to get the shot and the goal. Jorbage starts things off for the Spitfires.
Yeah, not the touch you want if you're Senatario. Just puts it in front of his net, and then he can't get the block, and Jorbage 0-18, starting things off right in this grand finals, making the comeback season, putting a statement on the comeback season.
Yeah, that is a good, I wouldn't say thing to point out, but Senatario with the answer gets it through 2 of the Spitfires defenders.
Yeah, Ibonic with a really good turn there and a great pass, getting that ball away from the backboard, allowing his teammate some angles to shoot, and Senatario buries that one.
And now we have a tied ball game here. 3 minutes left on the clock. And things are starting to heat up between these two teams. I think the first date might be over, and they are moving on to whatever comes after a first date. I don't know, because I'm a lonely individual. North gonna get bumped by his teammate there. Get bumped off the ball. Not Ibonic. Can't get it through. Rilo in the corner. Rilo pushes it out to the mid. Senatario waiting for it. Jorbage is gonna 50 with him. Not Ibonic sending it off the backboard. It hits and goes directly down in front of the net. This is dangerous. Senatario missing his touch as Jorbage is going to get the clear. Senatario put it back to the mid, but nobody from Frost there to sustain the pressure. We are now in the second half of game number 1 here, still tied up, Squirrel. And aside from these two goals that we have, oh my goodness, whoa, I'm not sure if that was going in or not, but North with the touch to send it away from Frost net, but I can't really tell if either. The possession seems to be going back and forth quite a bit still, Squirrel.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely both teams just kind of giving the ball up, not really controlling it. I think Frost has had the better offensive possessions, and I think the goal that Frost scored was a little bit higher quality. But Spitfires, I'll have to watch that back to see if North saved that or not, but it looked on first glance like it was kind of going to go post and out.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like to me as well, but not Ibonic's not going to hit the post with that shot, sending one in from the midfield.
Yeah, and just the third man just caught too far forward and didn't jump straight up. He jumped up and out, so the ball sails right over his head into the net to give Frost the 1-goal advantage.
And this is quite interesting for me, Squirrel. Being a novice myself, I'm seeing all of the talking points that are going to be brought up in Novice Gen after this game is over. Paranoid Monk going to get one for himself and extend Frost's lead by 2.
Yeah, Relo off the sidewall into the midfield, straight to Paranoid Monk, who a good first touch flicks it past the defender, and this might be the tell of the tape, Psycho, where Frost is just a little bit quicker.
This could very well be it. A minute 10 left on the clock. Spitfires got a little bit of time to work with here, but they're going to need to find the back of that net fairly quickly if they want to get back into this, as they still are down by 2. A little bit of ground to make up for them. North in the mid, getting a banger, but not Ibonic. Stays back, gets the save on it. Ibonic with the touch, gets it around Jorbage, gets a pop to the midfield. Rylo's there to cut him off. Rylo gonna stick with it. He can't beat Monk to the ball. Paranoid Monk put it off of the backboard. North is there to clear it out. Ibonic keeping the pressure, but he gets demoed by North. Jorbage can't get the ball out of his corner. Ross is gonna keep the pressure up. 25 seconds left on the clock here, and it's looking like it's pretty much a done deal here in game number 1, Squirrel. I think Frost is more than likely gonna take this.
Yeah, unless some Grand Finals magic comes out, Frost poised to take game 1 3-1 as the time just ticks away. Spitfires looking to get some momentum going into this next game, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. All that has to happen is this ball touch the ground, and there it is. Frost take game 1 in pretty good fashion.
Yeah, pretty good. Not the most convincing, especially not whenever you consider like what you mentioned earlier, Senatario and not Ibonic being 2 of the top-tiered Novice players, having peaked with MMRs much higher than where Novice currently stand. But a win is a win. It is momentum for Frost moving forward, and I think that if you're Frost, you got to be happy about this. Spitfires has got a little bit of changing to do, I think, if they want to compete with these Frost boys here.
Yeah, they gotta pick the speed up, and like I said before, really good against novices, but when you're playing against people that have since peaked a little bit higher, they're going to be playing a lot faster, and Spitfires have to adjust to that speed, or else it might be a quick series.
It might be. I'm sure Spitfires don't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be that way. I don't think anybody wants it to be that way. You don't want to see a grand finals match where you get swept out. Even a 4-1 is a little bit lackluster when it comes to these grand finals. You expect these teams to be able to push it to the limit. Game number 7, OT, baby. It's the only thing that we like around here. I'm just kidding. A game is a game. Jorbage with a bump and a demo on Senatario there, but he can't get the ball in front of the net. North gonna send that one back into the Frost corner. Paranoid Monk. North can't touch it. Jorbage gonna miss his touch. The ball's in the mid. Rylo got to look. Ibonic is there to make the stop. Easy save for him as he backflips a little bit. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but North gonna send it up for the midfield. Monk blocks his touch, and the double commit coming out from Spitfires there. Jorbage is gonna stick with the ball. Jorbage again to clear that one away. Jorbage is going to try and follow. He's going to go under the ball, not be able to get the touch. Ibonic is going to get a big clear to the midfield. Senatario having a 50 in the mid. Ibonic missing his touch, but Paranoid Monk is there, putting one on net, but Jorbage going to make a save there. And as we have now elapsed about a minute of this game, we're seeing a very similar scenario, Squirrel, to game number 1.
Yeah, and Frost just showing off their speed. When this ball is up in the air, even if they're not the first ones up, they're usually the first ones getting to it, showing you just how fast they are. And Spitfires making really solid touches on defense, but on offense, it seems like they're panicking a bit, missing the ball, and just not quite able to finish.
And that is an unfortunate way to be. You definitely want to be able to finish the ball whenever you get it in front of the net. We'll see if either of these teams are able to find anything. North going to miss his touch there. The ball's bouncing. Senatario sends it down. Jorbage makes light work of the save there. Ibonic got plenty of time in the corner, pops it up, but he gets bumped, can't follow the ball. Jorbage pops it to the mid. Paranoid Monk trying to take a shot, but he gets blocked. Senatario putting one near the goal, but it's going to hit post. North pops it over the last defender off the backboard. Rylo's there. He can't find the touch. And now Frost on the counterattack. Can North get back in time? He's not going to be able to. Sinatario is going to score the first goal of this game.
Yeah, Sanitario with a great counterattack coming off the miss from Spitfires. And Spitfires, they had some opportunities, and they've had opportunities all game, but it just seems like when they're on offense, they just can't quite get the touch that they need.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest. One of the only goals coming from Spitfires has been on Jorbage, from Jorbage. He was definitely in the right place at the right time to make that goal. It was a good goal, but I don't think that's the person that anybody really expected to see pop off here. It is definitely good to see that he's been improving his skill over the season, and hopefully, maybe Spitfires needs him to sort of step things up a little bit here and get something going. As Rilo is going to chase this back into his own corner. Rilo sticking with it, gets it through Sanitario, but Ibonics there, pops it to the mid. Jorbage with a big clear. Paranoid Monk on a backflip. North sends it down off the backboard. Ibonics there to clear it away. Rilo's there, but he can't get it through to the defender. North going to stick to it. And we're seeing Spitfires generate a lot more offensive pressure here now, but as you mentioned, Squirrel, they just still not looking that accurate, not looking that strong. They can get the ball down there, but they can't do much with it.
Yeah, they're doing a good job getting some sustained offense, and eventually, if you hit the brick wall enough, it will eventually break. So all they got to do is find one good shot, and they can tie this one up. But Frost not gonna make it easy for them.
And with only a minute left on the clock, Spitfire's only down by one. They only need to find that one goal to tie things up, send this into OT, possibly find two here in regulation to get the dub, tie the series up. But Frost not interested in allowing that to happen. Frost being very, very tight with their defense right now. Sanitario taking it slow, leaving it for Monk. Monk's going to send that one away. Monk does get it past Rilo, but gets demoed. And Jorbage with a big clear off the backboard. This could be something. North is up. He gets the touch. Can he follow? No, he gets bumped off the ball. And Sanitario makes the stop at the last second as that was floating into the net. North pops it up again, trying to send it back off the backboard. Sanitario misses. This could be an opportunity. North misses his touch there. Rilo going to send it off of the backboard. Jorbage is there, and finally it pays off for the Spitfires, and they tie us up here at 1 with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Jorbage with a great shot there, sending it across the net to the back post over the defender, tying this game up. Jorbage has scored every goal for Spitfires this series, and he breaks the dry spell.
And it looks like Jorbage is going to... Oh, he almost was able to clear that up and get the game-winning goal in the final seconds. And the ball's still up. This is still dangerous for Frost. The ball only has to touch the ground to go into OT. Rilo is going to put it down, and we have our first OT in Season 6 Grand Finals, Squirrel.
Yeah, and you love to see it. And
oh!
Absolute calamity off the kickoff. No one goes for it. Ibonic, a mechanical issue, flips off to the side, and North just chip shot over the cheating guy into the open net, and now we've got a tied series.
Now we have a tied series. You love to see it. You love to see the Spitfires bring it back, get it into a tied series. And you know that they got to be feeling good after that win. They were pretty much behind the entire time. Frost scoring fairly early in the game and maintaining that lead until the final 10 seconds where Jorbage was able to equalize the goal. North with a great kickoff, or not even necessarily a great kickoff, just taking advantage of Ibonic's mechanical issues. And yeah, that's a dub for Spitfires.
Yeah, and that's a good way to bounce back and tie it up. They were held scoreless for pretty much the second half of game one and all but like the last 30 seconds of game two. So way to break that dry spell. Jorbage gaining some momentum for his team, and North putting in the goal to seal the deal, tying it up, coming into this one with all the momentum, as you know that Frost has to be a little frustrated about that one.
Yeah, I certainly would be if I was Frost. That's not the worst case scenario of the situation, but it definitely is a lot better to go up 2-0 in a series, especially a best of 7 series, than having to tie it up. But hey, this is a good ball game. This is what we love to see here, and Frost looking to get something going here. Sanitario sending it out of the corner. And Paranoid Monk gonna keep the pressure alive for Frost. Comes out of the corner, gets it to the mid. Ibonics there, but North with a big save on the goal line. North gets the second touch out to Jorbish, puts it into the mid. Jorbish gonna stick with it. Out of the corner, gets it over Sanitario, but he's there. He sticks with the ball, and he's able to clear it to the other corner. And then he gets a demo on North, stopping North from coming to get some more offensive pressure. Rilo going to take control, but he gets dunked by Sanitario. North coming out of his corner. He beats Sanitario to the ball. Paranoid Monk putting it off the backboard. Ibonics there. He puts it on net, and Jorbich's going to miss the save there, and Frost goes up by 1.
Yeah, Ibonic not afraid to challenge this ball with both of his teammates in the corner. If Jorbridge makes that save, Frost would have been vulnerable to a counterattack, but he doesn't quite get it. Ibonic finds a nice shot to take an early lead.
That was quite nice indeed. Love seeing those extreme angles. Jorbridge taking a shot, getting it over 1, but Ibonic holds strong on the goal line, makes the stop. Frost maintaining their lead. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Ibonic trying to come out of the corner. He gets it through 1. He gets it past 2. Monk was there, but the ball gets cleared. Sanitario in Frost backfield gets bumped off the ball. Jorbridge to send that one down, and Ibonic gonna own goal.
Jorbridge with a strong shot on target. Hits it with the top of his car. Gets a little bit of power, and Ibonic just going way too fast sends that one into his own net.
It's unfortunate. You hate to see it. The own goals come out. Sometimes they're necessary, sometimes they're not. That one definitely, I don't think that one was, but it is what it is, and it tied up Spitfires, or tied up the game here at 1. 3 minutes left on the clock. Paranoid Monk sends it out of the mid, not Ibonic in the corner. Sanitario puts it on, but he doesn't get the shot he's looking for. Doesn't generate much power. Rilo makes easy work of that save. Sanitario almost finding a great pass and angle, but it's just not going to go. North trying to take his time. He gets challenged by Ibonic. Jorbich not able to dunk Monk there. Rilo's got time. He's awkward, though, trying to get the pinch with his teammate. Paranoid Monk sends it all the way across to the other side. Ibonic there to follow, trying to show us some of those mechanics, but he's unable to catch up to the ball. North, he's got some time. He's got a flick, but Sanitario maintains his composure and makes the stop on the defensive line with a little over 2 minutes left on the clock here, Squirrel. And these teams are starting to heat up. We're starting to see a little bit more accuracy and a little bit more gameplay.
Yeah, both teams, you can tell, have gotten the early series nerves out of the way, and they're firing on all cylinders as shots just coming left and right. Both teams not wanting to lose this game.
I wouldn't want to lose it either. This isn't a game 5, but this game 3, especially with a tied series, this can sway the momentum of the series into one team or the other. Both teams looking pretty hot right now. Rilo with the backflip, unfortunately off of his touch, so he's not able to do anything else. Jorbich gonna miss his touch. Rilo back to make the clear. Paranoid Monk gets the touch in the midfield. Jorbich is there, puts it out of the corner, but Ibonic makes his touch to send it all the way back to the Spitfire zone. As we wind down here with just a little over a minute left on the clock. Squirrel, who do you think at this point has the upper hand?
It's hard to tell with how back and forth this game has been. I'm going to have to give the upper hand to Frost just because it seems like they've been on offense just a little bit more. They're a little bit faster right now, but Spitfires are holding strong and they're getting chances. It's just going to be whoever can capitalize first. And I'm looking at Jorbich, the man who has scored a goal in every game this series, to step up and put this one away.
Yeah, I would say that that is a good assertion there. He has been the man of the Spitfires so far in this series, and we'll see if he's able to do it for his team as he misses the touch right there. But North going to help him out, trying to get the flick past Ibonic, but can't in the mid. Sinatario going to put that one on. This is dangerous. Jorbage makes it back in time, makes a great save. 10 seconds left on the clock, and we are still tied. We might be looking at the second overtime here in this series. Rilo is up, but he can't make the touch. The final second. The ball's up. Ibonic trying to follow. Sinatario gets there. This could be dangerous for Spitfires, but Jorbage able to bat it away, put it down, and we are in overtime in game number 3.
Yeah, that one would have been very dangerous for Spitfires, but Frost didn't capitalize on it, and then it looked like it was going to be dangerous for Frost, but Spitfires, an opening shot off there, saved away, and things looking like they're about to equalize for a little bit.
And that dangerous shot coming from the one and only Jorbage. He seems to be Frost's arch nemesis at this point. He's just got fire in his veins. He wants this win. He wants to take this championship from Frost. Frost looking to get their second championship. Ibonic with a big shot right there, but Rilo maintains his composure and is able to stay strong on the defensive line, keep that ball out. As we are nearing the 1 minute mark, Sinatario putting this one off the backboard. Monk is there. He's not able to find the net on his shot. Ibonic with a small touch, trying to turn back on it, but Rilo was there with him. Sinatario puts it down off the backboard. This could be dangerous. Monk can't get there in time. And North going to send that one out. Jorbage not enough boost to go for it. North having to get in front of it again off the backboard. North to send this one off the sidewall. North trying to follow, but he can't read Sinatario's touch. The ball is pinched over to the side. Jorbage missing his touch to keep the pressure going, but Rilo gets there out of the corner. Jorbage is there, but he doesn't get the look. The touch he's looking for as it bounces up and away. And wow, Squirrel, I got to say, these Spitfires have really turned things up here. I don't think that they've been this aggressive this entire series.
Yeah, they looked a little panicky on defense there for a minute, but they seemed to calm down a little bit, and now their offense is really starting to shine. And you mentioned Jorbage being the arch nemesis of Frost, but I think Jorbage is just the arch nemesis of most people in Novice Gen, and he's playing well enough to be able to back it up.
And that is, that's what you need. Some people just talk and they don't have the ability to back it up, but when you have the ability to back it up, talk it out. North with a big bump right there. Oh, Jorbage! Oh my goodness, he almost gets it through. Sinatario making a huge save for Frost right there. And we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds on this game 3 overtime. Frost versus the Spitfires. The winner will go up by 1 in the series. And if you're just joining, this is a best-of-7 series. We are in game number 3. And Jorbage going to miss his touch, trying to get the ball pushed down a bit further down the pitch. North with a big one. This is going to be on net. Ibonic gets in front of it, picks up his savior medal for the game. Paranoid Monk with an awkward touch. Rilo putting it out of the corner, but Sinatario sends it back. Rilo sticking with it. Jorbage off the backboard. North is there. He's going to put it on. Paranoid Monk. What a huge save from him. I can't handle this, Squirrel. My heart is going to explode.
From the Spitfires, looking very dynamic. They're dribbling. They're hitting it off the backboard. They're shooting from all sorts of angles, and it is just catching Frost off guard as they're making hairline save after hairline save.
Oh my, and Sinatario with a big flick on the net, but Rilo gets back in front of it. North is going to send that one out. And both of these teams got to be sweating and just gripping their controllers so hard right now as each individual offensive drive could spell disaster. North's going to put that one to the mid. Jorbage is there, but he has to 50 with Ibonic. And this could be... Oh, no! Jorbage almost able to get it in, but it's going to bounce off of the post. Now Ibonic's got control. Can he do something with it? North turns and takes it away from him. Rilo's going to bump Sinatario in the air. Nobody able to follow this ball. North is there. He's going to bounce it up out of his defensive zone. He's going to send that one all the way down. Ibonic gets in front of it, and sends it off the backboard back to the mid. Rilo waiting, trying to slow things down a little bit. He pops it up, but he can't get it through the defender. Paranoid Monk sends it out of his defensive zone, but immediately gets demoed. Sinatario trying to make something happen for Frost coming out of the corner. That was a look, but it was wide. And North sends it all the way down back to Frost corner. And we are almost to the 5-minute mark. And OT here, Squirrel. We've got almost game number 4 basically under our belts now.
2 games of Rocket League almost gone by, and this takes a huge toll on your momentum if you lose this game, but if you win, it's a huge boost. And I just want to point out that that Frost has made 8, 9, 10, 11 saves this game, and that's just a testament to this offense from the Spitfires.
That is true. That is a great job on their part, but also a great job defensively for Frost. Speaking of another save coming out. Sinatario just barely making the save right there. Fantastic maneuverability from him as Rilo sends it off his own backboard. He tries to dunk on Ibonic, but it doesn't really go in his favor. North going to help Jorbage out to get the clear on that. Sinatario trying to control it in his corner. He's with it. Sinatario doesn't have a lot of boost left, but he's able to do something with it. Can't get it through Rilo. Ibonic puts it back to the mid. North is up, and he's going to clear this one away. We are almost at 6 minutes, and we might be, if we're not careful here, Squirrel, we might be looking at a new Nemesis OT record.
It definitely might be, as I think it was set earlier this season with the Samurai, if I'm not mistaken. But oh my gosh, 6 minutes, and it's not looking like it's going to end anytime soon, Zygo.
That neither of these teams wanting to let the goal go. The Sinatario might have made a detrimental mistake right there. North almost able to get it in, but Ibonic staying back and keeping his team alive. Ibonic 4 saves. Sinatario with 6 saves. He actually has 2 savior medals. That's absolutely insane. But North following the ball. Jorbage pops it up to the mid. Monk's there. Monk trying to get a second touch off it, but he can't. Sinatario's going to dunk on Rilo, but he can't follow the ball. The Spitfires are able to clear that one out. North pops it up way high. Ibonic with an awkward touch down to the mid. Jorbage with a heater on net, and he gets it through the defender. Jorbage is going to win game number 3 for the Spitfires.
Ibonic sends it to the midfield. No one there except for Jorbage. Ice in his veins, scoring both the goals for the Spitfires to take that one. Almost 7-minute overtime. Like, just like 13 more seconds, and we would have hit the record of 7 minutes and 10, but not quite there. Jorbage stops it early, puts them up by 1 in the series, even though that was more than 2 games of Rocket League played.
Yeah, most definitely more than 2 games of Rocket League play. It looks like we're going to have a quick server reset here. Looks like Frost is dealing with a little bit of some laggy issues. So hopefully a server reset will allow that to clear that up for them. But nonetheless, like you said, basically 2 games of Rocket League. But the biggest thing I think coming from that is what you mentioned earlier, Squirrel, the fact that the team that wins that is just get a huge morale boost. That's what you want right there. That is a demoralizing situation for the losing team, and that gives an insurmountable amount of momentum moving forward for Spitfires.
Yeah, I remember back in season 2, Knights versus Blaze, when we played them in grand finals, and they ended up taking a game in the series where they were up, like, it was a tied game, overtime, went to the like 5-6 minute mark, and Blaze ended up taking it, and that just completely swung the momentum in their favor. They went on to win the series in game 7, and that long OT just kind of haunts me, knowing that if we just would have won that, it would have been a completely different series.
And I am 100% interested to see if there's a similar scenario here, or if Frost is able to bring it back north. Oh my, almost getting a huge goal off of the kickoff right there, but it's going to hit post and bounce out. That dubious post the way it works sometimes in this game is so frustrating. I know North has got to be gritting his teeth behind that one. Jorbage able to make the stop. Two Frost team members going for that ball, not able to get it through him. And you spoke a little bit about Jorbage being 0-18 last season, Scroll, and I think that may be what has been fueling his fire, because people have been throwing that in his face all season.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to mess with a man who's got nothing to lose, and you don't get worse than 0-18. And Jorbage having the series of his life so far as North finally someone besides Jorbage puts the goal in for Spitfires, and North giving Spitfires the early lead in Game 3.
Which is honestly, it's pretty impressive. The Spitfires have yet to take the lead first in a game. These first 3 games, they were unable to. Frost was the scorer of the first goal in all 3 games. So this could spell disaster for Frost here. Spitfires gearing up, if you will, getting hotter, and we'll see moving forward what Frost is going to do as Rilo can't get anything going out of the corner. Paranoid Monk's going to miss his touch as well. Jorbage bounces it out of the corner. Sanitario missing, and Rilo is there, but he can't get it in. Makes a touch, but it goes wide. Bionic clearing the ball out. Sanitario popping it up. Might have an air dribble here. He gets the air dribble, but he can't get it in as it's going to bounce off the post. And that's a feels bad man scenario right there, Squirrel.
Yeah, whenever you get a really mechanical play like that, you just like get super excited to score that, and when you don't, it just takes a lot of wind out of yourselves. But that air dribble could have been a huge momentum shift that Frost desperately need.
They were not able to get it, but Bionic was able to get the save right there as Spitfires put another heater on net, looking to extend their lead by 2 as we round out the first half of game number 4 here and enter into the second half. Sanitario with a huge dunk. Nobody from Spitfires expecting that one, and it just goes in.
Yeah, Sanitario with a great 50 on North. North swinging out wide, trying to cut it, but Sanitario cuts that one off, sends it right on net, and neither of the Spitfire defenders quite ready for that one, as now we have a tied ball game.
And tied up we are. Frost looking to make a comeback here. Frost needing a win to tie up the series. If Spitfires are able to take a win here in game number 4, they're going to set themselves up on match point for this best of 7 series. North taking control in the midfield. Paranoid Monk going to dunk it off the top of his car. Rilo pops it up but can't do much else. Jorbage is there, but it looked like he might have ran out of boost before he was able to get to the ball. And Sanitario trying to be a bully in the corner. Can't get it through. North and Rilo are going to double team up on him and get the clear. But it does get sent back. Monk keeping the pressure alive for Frost. Sanitario sends it to the mid. North with an awkward touch. It's going to get left. Bionic sends it to the backboard. Rilo waiting for it. Rilo gets a big clear out of the corner. Bionic was ready for it. And the double commit from Frost comes out. But Sanitario was going backwards the other way, so he's able to make an easy, and I've just completely blanked on the word rotation right there. He was able to make an easy rotation to get back in time for his team with 1:30 left on the clock here, Squirrel. It looks like Frost is starting to get some of their momentum back.
Yeah, absolutely they are, but they still have to be careful. Jorbage has not scored his goal for the game yet. So if you're Frost, you're wanting to put another one in before Jorbage eventually does the inevitable, and Sanitario off the post, saved away by North as he made a just absolutely stand-up play on defense.
And Frost just unfortunately dropping their opportunities here. I think that's the second big opportunity that they had, the ball just kind of floating in front of Spitfire's net, and they were not able to convert either time. And it's still going to remain. Oh, but Ibonic's going to find a beautiful pass in the mid from Sanitario and take the lead for Frost.
Yeah, Sanitario popping this one out middle and loving to see the infield passes. Ibonic fast enough to get that ball, and oftentimes at these lower ranks, Psycho, we see people attack the corner and attack the backboard. Very rarely do we see them go infield, and those are absolutely deadly.
Most definitely, and so deadly, in fact, that Frost was able to take the lead with that. The final 30 seconds in game number 4, but North looking to get one through the defense. Paranoid Monk stays strong, makes the save, and maintains the lead for Frost. Jorbage missing his touch there in the corner. Ibonic is going to beat North to the ball, send it away. Rilo not able to generate much power off of that touch, but Jorbage was back to keep Frost from counterattacking. And the ball is dangerously floating in the Spitfire zone. The final minute as the ball still is up. Spitfires might have a chance here. Sanitario sends it out to the mid. The ball is going to touch. Frost is going to take game number 4 and once again tie this series up at 2.
Yeah, a good bounce back game by Frost as they take that one 2-1, and Spitfires asking for a server reset as maybe there was some lag there. Jorbage having a quiet game, only 80 ping and or only 80 points. And I'm looking at the scoreboard earlier. Rilo was sitting at 18 points for a lot of that game. So a very quiet game. North trying to do a little bit of everything, but couldn't quite get it done as Frost take that game. Uh, I would say a little more commanding than the other games in the series.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And Frost doing a good job making a comeback right there as going down, 3-1 in the series would have been probably detrimental for them. But like you pointed out, it's kind of a quiet game for the Spitfires aside from North. But, sometimes I can't really say what was going on per se, being I don't have, I didn't see everything that was going on, but sometimes the rotations are just not, in your favor for a game. Sometimes you're just not necessarily out of rotation, but the ball just doesn't come to your location where you're rotated throughout the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and some of that is a little bit unfortunate, but some of that is just heads up play from the other team, knowing to put the ball where you're not. Uh, and one thing I've noticed from Frost is that they're really good about putting the ball out of your reach and also beating you to it.
That's true. That's true. And we'll see if their ability to do that is going to be what puts them above the Spitfires here. Spitfires can overcome, as both teams having pretty good looks at the net so far. Jorbage on the Spitfires almost getting it through, but it's going to he bounced it off of the post, and Frost with a immediate counterattack, but they were unable to convert. And Jorbage trying to bully the ball out of the corner. Sanitario going to clear that one away, though. Rilo with the pop-up in the mid. Rilo with the demo. Paranoid Monk's last back. And North going to come from the midfield and slam that one home.
Great demo, just kind of blinding Paranoid Monk. He had to drive up to get a view of the ball, and by that point, he was out of position. North capitalizes on that one, puts him up by 1 in game number 5, and that might be the first goal we've seen that's directly been the cause of a demo. So we'll see if Spitfires continues to employ that strategy.
Yes, I was 100%. I was going to point that out. Paranoid Monk almost getting a goal for Frost, but I was going to point that out that was the first demo-based goal. North popping this one up. Sanitario just can't make it stop. It's going to go in. Spitfires extending their lead by 2.
Riley with a great shot. North, a little pop shot, a little bit weak. Could have been saved away, but good enough to get the job done. North with his second goal. Riley with 2 assists as he is having a much better game than last game.
Yeah, and that's honestly, Rilo is somebody that I expected to sort of pop off. Ibonic gonna take control in the midfield and get it over both Spitfires who were back. Oh, it looked like there was a little team bump there.
Yeah, Rilo pops it up in the middle. Ibonic fast enough to get there. Jorbage is just caught forward, assuming his teammate was behind him. But North went for boost, left the net wide open, and Frost capitalizes on that one.
Frost still down by 1. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for them to get an equalizing goal, possibly even
Oh,
take the lead. And another demo comes out. Jorbage with the heads up play, opening up the goal for North.
yeah, Dorbage does his job. He gets the ball to bounce middle, and then he goes and headhunts the person in goal. North puts in his third one, a hat trick with 3.5 minutes left to go. This is going to be a big game for him, and the communication from Spitfires on point right now.
Most definitely. And another one's going to go in just randomly. The ball's going to roll. I didn't even see what happened. Rilo had a weird touch, but it worked.
Yeah, just hits that sweet spot off the corner where not only does it go towards the net, it actually has the angle to go in, and it just caught Frost off guard. And now they're down 4-1 in this game that is just crucial in the series.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Game number 5, arguably, aside from the game that sends you home, the most important game to win here. Game number 5, as especially in this scenario where we are tied up, the winner goes to game or match point, and the loser has to make up two wins in a row here. And from looking at the history of this match, Sanitario putting one on Sanitario with great placement, putting that in the upper left 90.
Yeah, Jorbage just gives the ball up into the middle to Sanitario, and Sanitario doesn't get more perfect than that. Perfect placement, top left, absolute banger to bring them back within 2.
And like I was saying, the history of this match been Frost, Spitfires, Spitfires, Frost. So Frost has showed us, or has not shown us so far, that they're able to win 2 back-to-back games against this Spitfire roster. So Spitfires do go up right here. It may spell disaster for this Frost roster. And Rilo trying to get it past Sanitario. He doesn't, but he does bump Sanitario off the ball. North with the touch. Bionic coming out of the corner. Jorbage is there, but the double commit comes out from Spitfires defensively. They are not punished for it, however, as Rilo is going to try and send that one out. He does get the clear in the midfield, and it's up in the mid. Ibonic with an awkward touch, or not with an awkward touch, but with a soft touch that could have been dangerous, but nobody from Spitfires was there to challenge. The ball, Sanitario missing. Paranoid Monk trying to help him out. Rilo gonna 50 in the midfield. North gonna 50 with Ibonic. Gets sent out to the mid. Sanitario bangs it all the way in to the corner as the ball comes off of the backboard. Minute 30 seconds left on the clock. Spitfires are up by 2 here, Squirrel. And I don't know. Do you think Frost has what it takes to make a comeback right now, or do you think Spitfires is just a little bit too strong for them?
I definitely think they have it in them. They just got to start working together a little bit more. As we've seen, Spitfires, they've worked as a team, finding demos. Every goal has been assisted in this game, but Frost doing it more solo. And if you want to win a championship, you've got to have a team effort. It can't just be a bunch of individual efforts.
Most definitely. And we know that Frost is certainly capable of it. The last game, game number 4, Sanitario and Ibonic finding each other with a beautiful pass play, which pretty much led to their winning of that game. But they have not been able to do the same here in game number 5. And we now only have 30 seconds left on the clock. Spitfire still up by 2. Rilo having a 50 with Sanitario in his backfield. Rilo sends it down. Paranoid Monk helping him out inadvertently a little bit as Rilo just trying to bully the ball. Ibonic going to demo him, but Jorbage 50s the ball, and that was an awkward situation for everybody to be in, but nobody was able to capitalize off of it. North in the mid. Spitfires really just don't need to do anything at this point. This is their game right here, Squirrel. The ball touches. Spitfires take game number 5, and they are now sitting on match point, ready to take this championship away from Frost.
Yeah, I mean, Spitfires played a great game. Excellent teamwork there. North with 3 goals, but I would hardly call him the MVP of that one, as both his teammates with 2 assists, both his teammates getting demos so that North can just find the open nets. North doing a great job hitting those open nets, and you know the Spitfires looking good, and all they've got to do is finish it off. But that is easier said than done, Psycho, as you can feel the pressure of being so close just mounting.
That's certainly true. And just looking at the spread here of the Spitfires, that was a fantastic game from all of their members. Even, Jorbage being at the bottom, quote unquote, of the leaderboard, still had 2 assists, a save, and he only took one shot. But sometimes, the rotations aren't there for you to shoot. Sometimes you just got to play midfield, play defensively, and I think he held solid in that game. But Spitfires just having a solid game right there. If they come into game 6 playing like that, I don't know if Frost is going to be able to take them down.
Yeah, and George might not have had a goal, but he had a demo that opened up a goal, and that strategy seemed to really work for the Spitfires. So I wholeheartedly expect them to to implement that again. And Frost taking their tactical timeout, very smart, calm down, regain focus, as it is do or die for them on Forbidden Temple, where anything can happen. And this tactical timeout could be the reason that we head to Game 7.
Yeah, who chose Forbidden Temple for game number 6? Let me see the script. This is not what is going on here. This might spell, I don't know what this is going to spell. Probably forbidden. To be honest with you, this is I don't usually see Forbidden Temple on a game number 6 here, but hey, we'll have to see if it works out in Spitfire's favor. If Frost is able to come back at this point, and like you said, Squirrel, this is do or die for them. This is it. This is the moment they've been waiting for. This is the time to be clutch. This is the time for Sanitario and Ibonic and Paranoid Monk to show the entire Novice League that they are the best of the best. We'll see if they're able to do it, or if Spitfires is going to just close us out here and take this dub, take this championship right here, right now, as North is attempting to do just that. He tries to come down with the ball, but Sanitario makes a good save in his box. Sanitario trying to get it to the mid, but he's not able to. The ball gets blocked away. Jorbage pops it up into the midfield, but Ibonic was there. Paranoid Monk trying to follow it. Rilo gonna clear that one out of Spitfire's zone. And Ibonic keeping the ball moving. Ibonic trying to find the double, but he's not able to. And Rilo sends it down out of the midfield. Pops off of Ibonic up to the mid. Ibonic there again to follow North back by himself, but he maintains. He's able to make the save. Sanitario bouncing it off the backboard. Jorbage awkward. He tries to get a touch on it, but he's unable to. Monk gonna push it out of the corner. That was a pinch and a half right there. That ball went soaring all the way across the field. Sanitario trying to get a look from backfield. Not able to. This could be something for North right there, but Sanitario bumping him off the ball. Ibonic. What was that? A pinch from the ceiling?
Yeah, Ibonic and Rilo just pinch it, and it bounces off the ceiling and straight in. That's almost impossible to save no matter where you're at, and Jorbage just looking just absolutely baffled by that one.
Yeah, I don't even know if a pro could save that, to be honest with you. I mean, when it pinches like that and it hits the one spot on the ceiling that it really can just go in off of, that's quite an unfortunate situation. But hey, it is what it is, and Frost gonna take the lead here in game number 6. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. Rilo pops it up. Rilo trying to follow, not able to follow it. Ibonic sends it out of the corner. Jorbage going to take it away from him. Rilo, unfortunately, touching the ball backwards towards his net, but Spitfires going to be safe. North getting back in time to make the stop. Rilo out of the corner, missing his touch. Sanitario pops it up. Sanitario there to follow the double commit from Spitfires. Ibonic not able to find his touch, and he would have had a look on an open net as we get closer and closer to the halfway point here in game number 6, Squirrel. Frost up by 1. Spitfires, man, they need to find something. They got plenty of time, but I feel like they need to answer quick.
Yeah, a lot of times people think the pressure is on the team that is about to lose and have their season ended, but sometimes the pressure is on the team that's on match point. It can be extremely difficult to close out a series. I said it earlier about picking on people that have nothing to lose, and winning a game against people that have nothing to lose can be very tough. As Frost showing that they are just gonna play lights out and not go home early.
I can't blame him there. It's a do or die moment for him. Ibonic pops it up. Ibonic able to find the second touch. That was a dangerous situation for Frost. Sanitario backing up, and that is not going to be the move as Jorbage comes in and zooms one past Monk and into the net.
Jordan has been lights out all series long as he puts in the tying goal with a minute 45 left as the pressure is mounting here in game 6.
And I'm honestly, Squirrel, expecting to see at least one more from Jorbage. As you pointed out, he's had a goal in every game, but he didn't have one in the last game. And I'm starting to think that maybe he purposely didn't do it and saved it for this game so he could get two.
I mean, hey, I like the confidence in the man there as he has had a great series, and uh I do think that if anyone's going to seal the deal, it's going to be Jorbage, just like we saw in that almost 7 minute OT where Jorbage was the one that put the game winner goal in.
We'll see if he's able to do it again here for the Spitfires, or if possibly we're going to see another OT. Sanitario sending a heater on net. But Jorbage able to make the stop there. Ibonic sends it down, can't get it through Rilo, but Paranoid Monk putting the pressure on. Sanitario's there, he misses the touch. This is a dangerous situation. Monk misses it, but Ibonic does not. He's going to put that in the empty net and take the lead for Frost.
Yeah, a big bump from Sanitario stops North from getting back to it, and Ibonic not trusting his teammate to make that shot. He was there to seal the deal. His second goal on 5 shots, and now Spitfires, the pressure is on them with 45 seconds left to play.
Yeah, Spitfires in the hot seat. They need to find a goal in the final 30 seconds. You know, pushing into a game 7 is not what they want to do. They want to end it right here, right now, and send Frost home. But Ibonic not going to let that happen. Ibonic chipping one in past the defender and extending the lead of Frost by 2. What a touch from Monk, though.
Yeah, it was a great touch, a pass middle, catching the defense off guard, and Ibonic puts his third one in, a hat trick for him. Ibonic putting Frost on his back as he does not want to lose this one to Jorbage.
I can't say I blame him. Those two guys have been going at it back and forth all season long, and this game is culminated into a game number 7, and I can feel the tension in the air right now, Squirrel. It's palpable.
Yeah, it's so thick you can cut it with a knife, but Frost, ball hits the ground. They tie it up 3-3. Uh, Spitfire's going to take their timeout in this series, and you know, I don't know if a timeout is necessarily the right call, as you've been playing well. The games have been pretty close, and you have a game plan that works. But I mean, I'd also get it. It's game 7. You need to calm down a little bit.
Need to calm down a little bit, and I mean, you got the timeout. Might
Yep.
as well use it. This is the last chance to use it. Might as well, get. If I know North, then I know he's drumming up his guys right now. He's giving them the speech. He's the GM. He's the captain. He's telling these guys, hey, let's get our heads in the game. We've got this. We can beat Frost. We know we can beat Frost. So let's just put it down. Let's just get it done. And honestly, I wish I was in a fly on the wall of both of these teams right now, because I wonder what Frost is doing in their comms right now.
Um, there's there's a lot that they could be doing. They could be like going crazy, getting hype. They could be trying to calm down. They could be formulating a game plan. But I think the most important thing that both of these teams could be doing right now is just giving themselves confidence. You have to come into Game 7 confident. You have to know you're going to win this game, know you're going to win those challenges, and know you're going to put that shot on net. Because without confidence, you're not going to win this game. Because both teams playing absolutely phenomenal Rocket League at the moment.
Yeah, both of these teams showing us why they deserved a spot in the grand finals here in the Novice League. Nothing better than this, to be honest with you. A game 7 grand finals match, 8 weeks of gameplay, 8 weeks of regular season, 2 weeks of playoffs, and this is the spot you want to be if either of these teams. Hopefully they've got all their jitters out. But I know that, we talk about first game jitters on stream. Well, I think that is just as powerful as game 7 jitters, to be honest with you, Squirrel.
Well, I've been here twice, Psycho. Losing in overtime, losing one goal away from going to overtime in Game 7. There's nothing quite like it. Nothing can prepare you for this moment. And even if you've been there before, the feeling of nervousness does not go away.
And we are now into it, ladies and gentlemen. The final game of Frost versus the Spitfires. Winners is going to take the championship and the prize money. Losers going to go home and probably get made fun of in the gym, but that's okay. It's all friendly banter, competitive in between, maybe not friends, but certainly not hateful. As the ball gets sent out to the mid, Centenario taking his time with it. Rilo not going to allow it, trying to get it away from him. Paranoid Monk to send that one out of the Frost zone. Paranoid Monk trying to chase that demo. Ibonic's there. He cannot find the angle as it goes just a little bit high, but Centenario with the cleanup shot, and he starts things off for Frost.
Ibonic with a great touch, and Paranoid Monk bumping north, taking him away from the goal side rotation, and Sanitario able to hit the shot. And that's one thing I've noticed about Frost from last game is even if they're not getting these demos, they're cutting across the net of Spitfires and they're bumping people, making things awkward.
Yeah, and that's honestly a big thing, I think, just in Rocket League in general, but especially down here in the Novice League, getting bumped or demoed can completely throw off your mentality, completely throw off your rotations. But Rilo finally showing up, tying things up for the Spitfires here with the solo play.
Yeah, Rilo had a quiet game in Game 6, and I wanted something more out of him, and he is showing up in Game 7. A great read off the corner, puts it in to tie this one up, and, pushes towards an even greater game than what this series has already had.
Rilo honestly having a pretty quiet series, but almost getting another one. Jorbic's going to clean up the shot. Ibonic in net, but can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, Reload letting that one bounce off the corner. Ibonic forehead into the goalpost as Jorbich puts it behind him. Jorbich, another goal this series, as this man, I think, is averaging 1 or more goals a game.
Yeah, I think there's only been one game so far that he hasn't scored a goal. You're right. He's absolutely popping off. And Rilo putting that one up in front of the net, going in for the demo, not able to find anything. Ibonic off the backboard. Nobody from Frost going to commit on the ball. Jorbich able to clear that one out. Rilo in the midfield, keeping the pressure going for Spitfires, trying to get something happening. He bumps Ibonic, but Paranoid Monk able to get in front of that ball. North going to send one over Sanitario. Spitfires now have a 2-point lead.
Jorbich with a great 50, sending that one straight up, and Rilo, you mentioned it with the bump, opening up some space. North finds it in the left corner of the net. 3-1 Spitfires, and they are rolling as Frost has to find an answer.
That's true. And these bump and demo plays for the Spitfires have absolutely been the move for these guys. I think the first 2 wins that they had, they didn't really need too much of it, but Frost sort of figured them out, and they adapted to that and got really aggressive. Ibonic almost with a really mechanical solo play out of the corner, but not able to convert it. Ibonic taking a shot there as well again, but Jorbich gonna make the stop. Rilo getting the ball cleared out, but Ibonic sticking with it and keeping the pressure alive. Sinatario almost with a really good fake dribble right there, but it doesn't work out for him. Rilo almost able to get the double, but again, the ball is not going to go. North 50s with Ibonic there. Monk going to send it away. Jorbage off the backboard, but Ibonic gets the pop-up. Keep it safe, and then gets the 50 with Jorbage in the midfield. The ball does get cleared away. Rilo missing his touch off of the sidewall. Jorbage trying to put a long ball on, but Sinatario making the stop. And then North keeping the pressure alive. It looks like Jorbage is rule oneing with Monk there in the net. Am I seeing that right, Squirrel? Is that a rule one in Game 7 Grand Finals?
Props to them holding true to the rule one when it matters most. Game 7 Grand Finals. But I honestly, I think this one favors Frost as Jorbage popped off all series long. Paranoid Monk kind of overshadowed by Sinatario and Ibonic, and I trust Sinatario and Ibonic in this 2v2 to bring it within one.
I don't disagree with you. That Jorbage is kind of the man that they don't want to have in the Rule 1 right now. But Spitfires is maintaining and keeping Frost out of their net. And regardless, Spitfires still up by 2 in the final minute of this game. Even if Ibonic and Sinatario are able to find this 2v2 goal, that's going to reset Jorbage and Monk, and we'll be back to a 3-on-3 scenario. And Ibonic is going to go ahead and do just that, able to find the read out of the corner and get that goal.
Yeah, I think Frost had that ball in Spitfire's half the entire time during that 2v2, so it was only a matter of time before it goes in. Frost bringing it within 42 seconds left. The pressure is on, as we should expect Frost to send everything at the Spitfire's net.
And it is now down to the wire. Are Frost going to clutch up, or do Frost choke here in the final 30 seconds? North up trying to make the touch. Jorbage and Rilo going to double, getting panicky on the defense, but North stays strong and bumps Monk into that clear. Ibonic sends it down. It's not on point. Jorbage sends it away the final 10 seconds. Frost have this to try and get something going here. Ibonic's there, but North sends it away the final second. Rilo only has to sit it down. He does, and there you have it. Spitfires are your grand final winners for the Novice League in Season 6.
Jorbage completes the comeback story as 0-18 to Grand Finals winner. There with North, one of his better friends in the server. Rilo, a great teammate. Rilo pops off in Game 7, 1 goal, 3 saves. His best game of the series. Frost was so close. They just couldn't get a goal there at the end to tie it up and send it to OT. And if I had to pick an MVP for that series, no matter how much trouble he causes in Novice Gen, I'm going to have to say Jorbage is my MVP for that series.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think anybody can disagree with you. That man, he played out of his mind in this series. He showed up to the grand finals. He's been talking back and forth with Frost, going back and forth with them. Rilo and North really kind of stay out of it. So he really had something to prove here, and he did just that. He showed up. He proved that he had the medal, and now he's got the championship. So he talks the talk, and obviously he walks the walk.
Absolutely, and this just in, I heard the mods are going to be keeping a close eye on Novice General, so if things get too spicy in there, hopefully they'll be on top of that as a great way to start the night off, Psycho. Game 7, hopefully we've got like 4 more to come in the rest of the night.
Yes, we certainly do. And in in the spirit of keeping this going, this is going to wrap us up for the first match of the night. We are a little bit behind schedule, but we're going to take a little bit of a break, just a couple of minutes if you need to use the bathroom, get a refill on your drink and or snacks, get some popcorns. Whenever we make our comeback, we're going to be heading into the Prospect League, where we have Origin versus Velocity, and it is going to be a fantastic matchup. The number 1 and the number 2 seeds going up against each other. I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be another Game 7 banger. Squirrel, I appreciate you joining me here. I'm honored to cast Grand Finals alongside you.
It was a lot of fun, Psycho. I couldn't have asked for anyone better to be with me for this one. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the rest of the stream.
Most definitely. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So you don't want to miss this Prospect Origin versus Velocity action.